What's going on, guys? This your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looked like Todd Monken has hired two new coaches for the offensive side of the ball to get ready for the 2026 season. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Cleveland. Let's get it. Let's go. Now, just like we've been telling y'all all week long, the Cleveland Browns coaching staff is about to be elite. There's no way Todd Monken had to wait this long and he finna go out there and lay a goose egg. I'm here to tell you, he finna assemble some of the best coaches and give opportunity to people that probably was going to be looked upon somewhere else. Now, it's time and time again, we see coaches like Todd Monken go get their guys that they've been rocking with, man. Trust is going to be a big time thing for the Cleveland Browns, man. We know that's how Jimmy Haslam get down, and that's how the Browns organization get down. Well, I ain't finna waste no time, man. We got to pull up these two new coaches, and one is very, very important. That is the offensive line coach, man. We know the offensive line was horrible, just horrible for the Cleveland Browns for the 2025 season. I'm here to tell you, look like Todd Monken is addressing that right now because he has hired a new offensive line coach, and I'm excited with this hire. I think it's a big time hire, and I believe that they finna hit the ground running, man. He's definitely finna hit the ground running for fixing this offensive line. That was one of the major problems for the Browns last year. It's being reported that the Browns are hiring Bobby Johnson as the assistant offensive line coach. The Akron, Ohio native was the offensive line coach for the Commanders last two seasons. Johnson has previously been the offensive line coach for the Giants and the Bills. Now, I wonder is he hiring him because he's a Cleveland Brown native. But no matter what the situation is, man, he has decided to make him a part of his system. One commenter said, I love how Todd Monken, the swamp of complacency on offense, there's not excuses for this not to be a well-oiled machine in year two. I will give him grace year one to develop the quarterbacks and build out the roster identity. Now, that's something that we have not talked about. That is the identity of the Browns. They got to put together a whole new offensive scheme, a whole new identity for this team. Another commenter said, I don't recognize any of these assistants, and I'm hoping this is a good one. Somebody else stated, I hope these guys are good and not just retards. He has schoolboy Q as Wu-Tang Clan tattoo. It's a lot of people poking fun at this hire, man, but at the end of the day, it's a big one, man. Now, somebody else that a lot of fans been wanting to know with the room being developed. That is his wide receiver room. Now, we reported on an assistant wide receiver coach that came in the other day from the Dallas Cowboys. Well, it looked like they might have an offensive coach right now. That it's being reported that the Browns are expected to name Christian Jones as a wide receivers coach. Now, CBS Sports broke this story and stated Jones was the tight end coach under Kevin Stefanski this year and helped Harold Fanigan have big rookie seasons. Now expected to be retained as the coach of the wide receivers under Todd Monken. Now we know Harold Fanigan Jr. was a big part of the offense. He was one of Shador Sanders' key contributors to making sure he caught the ball. And actually, man, he's one of the only wide receivers to put hands on the ball consistently, bro. It's been one commenter said before the Browns, Jones, a former wide receiver and team captain at Northwestern, was an assistant quarterback coach with the Giants and helped Tommy DeVito become the first Giants rookie quarterback to win 3 straight starts since Phil Simmons. Somebody else said, any updates on the running back coach? I'm hoping to keep Deuce Staley. So there was a growing notion that um a lot of people was wanting him to not keep some of the guys. Now, granted, was it a lot of coaches bad under Kevin Stefanski? Yes, it was. It was a lot of bad coaches bad under Kevin Stefanski. Now, do this justify uh the Browns being bad for next year? No. This wide receiver coach did his thing. You know, I feel like he earned his spot to remain in Cleveland, and I don't want to hear nobody, downplaying this or talking ill will about this gentleman because he was under Kevin Stefanski coaching staff, because we know that people might feel a type of way. Now, I'm just trying to keep it real. Y'all know I ain't gonna get on here and lie and sugarcoat things. Harold Fanigan Jr., like I stated, was a big part of that offense, man. And people should be happy. People should be very, very happy about it. The Dog Podcast actually spoke about him being hired as well. Christian Jones, that's the new wide receiver coach. Jones was hired as tight end coach last season. So he was under Kevin Stefanski for 1 year, man. I'm excited. I like this hire. I think it's a big one. And shout out to Shador Sanders, man, on his 24th birthday. If you guys don't know, today is Shador Sanders' birthday. So I want to give a big shout out to him and the Sanders family, man. But yeah, look like it's just a lot of things to look forward to. Now, Mary Kay did appear on 92 The Fan today. I believe it was on there. And one big question that is coming up is what is going to go down with the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator position. I know everybody want to know. Hell, I even want to know. And so hopefully we can get some clarity about the Cleveland Browns defensive coordinator position, because Jim Schwartz got up out of there. He said, screw everybody, chunked up the deuces, and hit the road. And so hopefully we can get some type of update on that hire. The Browns did release a statement that stated that they was looking to start the interview process this week. Now, granted, the Super Bowl and everything else is still going on, so hopefully we hear something. 92 The Fan dropped the update as well. Let's listen.
Ability to connect with those players. That's the thing you're losing. That's what you're. So yes, it matters that like they're put in the right position on the field to be successful. It also like the style of coaching though also matters. And so that's the big key for the next person who comes in here is, can you have that same mentality and approach that Jim did with certain guys and hold guys accountable, but do it in a respectful way where they still respect you and there's that kind of mutual understanding. It's the style of it that's going to be missing. So when people ask the question like, will you say the defense is going to take a step back? How could it take a step back? I think that's the part that could be missing that allows it to maybe not be quite as good. I'm not saying they're going to tank. I'm not saying they're going to be.
I know exactly what you said. Yeah. It kind of reminds you of the offensive line when Bill Callahan was no longer here.
Earl, that is a perfect example of like you lose a coach and you lose that mentality, and it's not just as simple as get another guy in here because we got the same players.
Because
That's a
the style
example.
of coaching was totally different when we got our next offensive line coach, to where you had veterans on the offensive line coming out and saying basically they were operating like they had a substitute teacher. And so for me, I think to avoid what you're talking about, I would probably much more rather than make that promotion internally.
So it looked like the Browns, right, could be hiring from within, whether that be a linebacker coach, a safety coach, DB coach. They're trying to say there could be a high chance, which I think, me personally, I don't think that's a good idea. I think they need to go out there, get a former head coach, bring somebody in that is defensive minded on an elite level, because that's what we're dealing with. The Browns have an elite level defense. They're going to have to get somebody in there that know what the hell they're doing. Myles Garrett, and they got the rookie that just won Defensive Player of the Year. These are two top players, especially the young man that won that. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, y'all, so don't please forgive me. But they need to get somebody in there that know what they're doing. Now, granted, will it be great to see somebody from within get promoted? Yeah, that'd be a great thing. But will it have the same identity that they've been had? Now, granted, he was under the same system, but, the style of play is always going to be there no matter if you bring in a new guy or an old guy. But I just want them to have an elite-minded coach, bro, because Jim Schwartz was like that. We all can admit that he's like that, but we just got to wait and see, man. I want to know y'all thoughts down in the comment section. Sorry, I'm not in the studio, so this is how next couple videos is going to be till I make it back home later on. But, guys, definitely let me know y'all thoughts about this. Keep them bells on. I will be back with more news, and until next time, man, y'all already know. Shake the haters off. I'm out of here, baby. Peace out.